Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 Paws and Claws run. Hope you're all doing well. Today, we're playing another character that I think has a lot of synergy with the existence of the pets, the King. The King doesn't want to have level 1 weapons, and wants to get level 4 weapons as fast as possible. But there's a balancing act that you have to do with this character, where you need enough weapons to clear the wave, but not to get the penalties for having these level 1 weapons in your inventory. Having the pets exist means that we'll have other ways to kill things in the game, and can combine to get to level 4 weapons faster. We can avoid buying level 1 weapons that we don't need, so it gives us a lot more options as we're building the character. I'm gonna go with Vorpal Sword as our weapon here, just a fun new weapon that we still haven't played a ton of runs with. The one downside of the pets for the King is that there isn't a lot of synergy with the rats, because they're a level 1 item, so it'll cost you HP to have the rats. And, of course, they scale off of your maximum health, which for the King will tend to be low and will be decreased when you buy one. I think I'll still buy one if it shows up, but it's not going to be a super high priority item for us. A roll here and roll again. I don't want to ban too many level 1 items. Okay, we'll try some rats. If we get multiples of them, it's still going to be fine. And we got one showing up right away. Then I'm going to roll. All right, well, we'll keep buying rats, I guess. Never mind, it's just going to be, we'll be the Rat King. So I don't want to ban level 1 items on the King. Obviously, you intend to mostly buy level 2 plus items on this character, since you don't take penalties. So you want to ban from level 2 and higher to make those types of items better. Getting multiple rats is kind of interesting. Only the first item, first copy of each level 1 item actually costs you the penalty when you're playing this character. So getting these multiples of the rats can be very powerful. So we'll buy another rat here. Plant is also maybe worth losing 2 maximum health for. We will want more regen, so let's go ahead and pick that up, and then we'll do a reroll. Lumberjack shirt and Lost Duck I'm going to pass on. These are normally very good items, but I want to save my money so we can buy more Vorpal Swords if they show up. I'll buy Vorpal Swords and Swords, or any level 2 or higher, just decent weapon. But because we have this double rat killing things for us, we can actually skip on buying other level 1 weapons for longer and still be very safe, I think, and get good wave clear. Normally, this would be kind of a challenge run scenario where we're only buying level 2 weapons or higher, but because the rats are putting in work here, we're able to get away with it and not have it make the run more difficult. Let's roll. We'll definitely take 10 luck, and then I'll take 3 regeneration. We want as much regeneration as we can get. All right, I'll take a level 2 chopper here. This is a totally fine weapon. It boosts itself off of our max HP, just like the rats, so we will benefit from that as well. And then we'll definitely take the wheelbarrow. I'll do one more reroll here to look for more level 2 items. We missed, so let's just go to the next wave. Getting the second level 2 weapon does just make us a lot safer, so picking that up is very helpful. I would love to get some more maximum health, just so that these rats are doing a little bit more damage. 5 damage a shot is enough that they're clearing most of these weaker enemies now, but will quickly become not enough damage for them to actually do much. I definitely want to kill the first curse alien. I think the second one will cost me too much money to go after, so I'm just killing the first one there. We'll take 8 harvesting here. Now we're at 21 harvesting, and then we can pick up 10 luck as well. We'll buy the wheelbarrow, and cog and missile. I think I'm going to pass on both of these. The missile is okay for this character, but I want to ban level 2 items and get pets showing up more. We'll get plenty of percent damage from our King's passive as we level up. I could buy the spear here, but I think I'm going to stick with only blade weapons and just make sure that that's what's showing up in the shop for us. And I will take the acid as well. Max HP is pretty important for this character, so we'll go ahead and grab that. It's not the best way to buy max health, but it boosts the damage of our rats. It's going to boost the damage of our chopper as well, and our max health is pretty low. that will also let us get away with other good level 1 items that might show up, things like bags or fertilizer. We'll still buy even at the cost of 2 HP, so having the extra health can be very helpful. I also like that our one rat on the right there, taking applications for good names for him, has just soloed the 2 curse aliens, just went off and got those for us while we were doing the rest of the wave. Thinking maybe like Ratgenold. Yeah, I'll take the mushroom. Losing 2 HP, of course, is painful, but more regeneration is very good. Obviously, we're going to recycle lens because we're not building ranged damage. I have negative armor, so I've got to take the armor here. Piggy bank is not bad on this character. You'll often end up not being able to spend all your money, and it's a good level 2 item that we can buy. We'll ban fuel tank because we're not building elemental damage. And then let's take another level 2 chopper. We'll lock the snail. Penguin I don't think is worth buying at the cost of 2 HP, and we'll go ahead and buy another chopper. We've ended up with a lot of choppers as our weapons here, but that's okay. Also, we now have enough total chopper levels, since we have 2 level 2s and a level 3, that we could go straight to a level 4 and get the extra % damage and attack speed from that. And I might just do that. Getting level 4 weapons on the king is really powerful. And normally it's harder to do because you just don't have the number of attacks to make use of the bonuses. But because we have these 2 rats running around, they're helping us out. I definitely want to kill this tree. On the king, you have really high luck, so you're very likely to get boxes from trees. Baby squid, one of the best items we could possibly have found. More regeneration is super helpful. We'll ban the scope here, and then let's just pick up 3 armor. I'm going to reroll, because again, with 68 luck, we're very likely to get higher level ups. And let's just pick up 2 more armor. Now we're very tanky. So I'll buy the chopper, I'll buy snail, I'll buy gentle alien. Obviously, this is a level 1 item, but the HP loss is offset by the inherent HP, and it's just an incredibly strong item. I could ban the book here in order to do a free reroll. Let's just go ahead and do that. I feel like usually when you get the opportunity to do that, you just should. It is so much value to get the free rerolls. We'll take cake as well. It's plus 1 HP, which obviously isn't great for 30, but it makes future cakes better. I'll go ahead and ban white flag. I don't think we're building dodge this run, so I'll ban gambling token. And then I guess I'll just use my last ban for another free reroll, save some money. We'll take Cyclops Worm here. All right, here's another blade weapon. We'll just mix and match blades. I am looking, of course, for more Vorpal swords, but Circular Saw, totally reasonable weapon for us. I do want to pick up some melee damage as well. Let me throw in one more reroll here, and both Broken Mouth and Alloy, I think, is good enough to grab as well. It's a level 3 item. The melee damage is kind of irrelevant, but the crit chance, or is not that much. It's relevant, but there's not that much of it. But the crit chance is very good with all of these weapons, works with our pets as well, and the off-build damage types are really good with any other pets that we might find. Alloy, I think, is an item whose evaluation has changed quite a bit as the pets have been added, because just a few points of off-build damage can be very helpful for making pets good rolls in the shop. And you do want them to be able to be good purchases, because they're very powerful when they're strong, when the scaling is there, but a lot of builds just won't have the damage to be able to buy them. So items like Alloy that give you those off-build damage types are not incredible still. You still don't want to go wildly out of your way to buy them, but they're much more reasonable purchases than they used to be. So here, this is level 10. I could take 3 armor, always a great default. I could take 6 melee damage, which we definitely want, but I think I'm going to roll for maximum health. We currently have 23 max HP, so I definitely want to upgrade that a little bit. We will buy Broken Mouth, Circular Saw, and I think, given that we now have 3 weapons, let's go ahead and combine. We have 2 rats and 3 total weapons, and we're now getting the % damage and attack speed buff. Do I want a decomposing flesh? We have a baby squid already. The free lifesteal is very good. We'll get HP as we get higher level items as well. So I think that's fine, and I'll take crystal also. Yeah, so you can see here, now we've got 10 damage a shot on our rat, because I bought a little HP, we got some % damage, and the rats are just doing significantly more for us. They're out there killing a lot of these enemies that we would otherwise be having to attack with our weapons. One really nice thing, too, about the pets is that they don't, for example, aggro the anglerfish. So the rat was over there on the right-hand side killing that anglerfish, and the anglerfish never got to charge or do anything. So enemies that you don't, that don't come directly at the player are much easier to kill with the pets without having to deal with their attacks. They're also good at killing things like curse aliens or loot aliens that can usually make you go out of your way to fight them. We'll take the bone dice when it shows up in a box like this. We'll definitely take recycling machine, and then here I'm going to take 6 melee damage. Some extra melee damage is pretty important. Let's pick this up as well. We'll leave the alloy locked. We'll roll here. We'll take a chopper. I'll lose 2 HP for the fertilizer. Even on wave 9, I think that's still okay. I was going to say it'll decrease the damage of my rats, but the rounding actually worked out where it did not, so they're still doing 10 damage a hit. Gaining regen and lifesteal every level, of course, means that our healing will mostly take care of itself. So now I just need to worry about buying max HP and armor, and, of course, upgrading our weapons, buying level 4 items as they show up to get more maximum health, and all the things that you would normally do on the king. But I really like the fact that we've been able to get away with 4 weapons so much more smoothly, just because we have these 2 little rat buddies helping us out. I will say also, once again, my cat has joined us for this run, and he loves the rats. So this update is a big win from his perspective. Let's take some max HP, and then we'll do a reroll here. I definitely need to fix my movement speed, so I'll grab that. Take the alloy. Do I need the garden? I think we actually have enough healing, so I'm going to pass on the garden here. We will take a pearl for sure. We'll buy circular saw, and we'll lock a gentle alien and roll, and then we'll pick up sad tomato as well. I'll do one more reroll, and we'll lock another circular saw. If we get one more, we can combine those up to level 4 as well. One more level 2 saw. So now the rats are doing 12 damage a shot, which, again, it doesn't sound like much, but the fact that they just chase one enemy and attack it until it dies really means that the total amount of damage that the pets do, I think, is somewhat deceptive, because they're actually killing things. And a lot of the non-weapon sources of damage in this game don't kill things, they just randomly spread damage out, and so then you will often still have to use an attack from your weapons against those enemies. But the pets, and the rats in particular, which choose something and attack it until it's gone, actually help you clear the wave by killing things that you weren't going to kill otherwise. Making very good money on wave 10 here. We'll take the lure, obviously an incredible item for us. I'll just pick up 10 luck here, and then this is level 15. I kind of think I want to roll for max HP again. I could take 4 regen, but our healing is really good for this point in the game, so let's roll. All right, I'll take 3 armor as well. You never go wrong taking armor. We'll buy all of these. I'm going to pass on the head injury here. We'll take another lure, and propeller hat, is that worth losing 2 health for? I think so. Plus 10 luck is just so much, and then we'll roll again. Obviously, we want the bean teacher here, but the real hit is the circular saw. Also, we can buy propeller hat without a penalty now. because this lets me go down to 4 weapons and combine up to another level 4 weapon for another 25% damage and attack speed boost. Let's also do one more reroll here. Scar, probably worth spending 2 health on as well. The great thing about Scar when you spend health on it is you just get that health back by leveling up. Not true for this run because we have decomposing flesh, so we're turning that health into lifesteal, but that's a totally reasonable trade as well. Definitely want to kill that tree. We haven't found any level 2 pets yet, even though I banned mostly level 2 items. But we've mostly just found really good items that I've wanted to lock every chop, so... and like lots of lures and stuff, so we haven't had that much opportunity to roll into pets. Which is, you know, a good problem to have. Also, obviously a double lure wave is amazing. So we should have 5 crates this wave, because we got 1 from a tree. And then we had 4 loot aliens. So, always a good sign on wave 11 when the number of crates you're getting stacks instead of when it does the stacked display for the number of crates you're getting. Medical turret. Again, I don't think we really need the healing, and we have a recycling machine. So I'm going to take the 57 materials here. I do want more damage. Is corrupted shard worth losing health for? Probably. Toolbox will recycle. We'll take a free pearl. Community support, I'll take. I think it's fine here. This is an item that I think is generally pretty overrated by the community. Community support is typically -2 armor for about 20% attack speed. And there's some builds where that's a great trade, and there's some builds where that's not a great trade. For this build, for 100 materials, I think it's an okay trade, but not amazing. Yeah, actually, now that I'm kind of looking at it, I think we don't want community support here, so I'm going to recycle it. Let's go ahead and reroll, and we'll take 15 luck. We'll get a lot of attack speed just as we level up our weapons as well, so I don't need to invest as heavily in attack speed as we normally would. I will lose 2 health for the lumberjack shirt. No, I'm not going to do that. We only have 35 health. Let's take the padding here. We'll buy another circular saw, of course, and ritual... I have a bunch of % damage, so I don't think we need the ritual. We will take spyglass, and then I'll do another reroll. And compass, I think we can pass on. It's kind of an inefficient way to buy movement speed. And a wait to go after the elite until I've healed up. Obviously, we have sad tomato, so we started at not full HP. So I didn't want to take the elite on right away. It's okay to fight the elite with low maximum health like this. Because we have a lot of healing, so even if we take a hit, we can just back off and heal back up. As long as I don't take just a bunch of hits in a row, we should be totally fine. And because I have Chopper as well, as our weapon, my consumable heal's high, even though we don't have any normal consumable heal items. And are playing the King, where you don't always get those, because they're level 1 items. Except Jerky, of course. But Chopper is really nice for the King for that reason, because it lets you get this really powerful healing tool without the normal investment of maximum health that would require for this character. I'll take the heavy bullets. You pretty much just want to take any level 4 item that you get on the King. Yes, it costs us attack speed and crit chance. Yes, that's not great, but it gives us a bunch of maximum health. And let's roll here and roll again. We'll take 9 more max HP, and then I'll take 7 crit chance. Jetpack, this will offset the max HP loss. So for the King here, it gives us 5 HP for every different tier 4 item we have. This normally costs 5. We'll just buy this. That gets me to positive dodge. It fixes our move speed. Maybe we end up building dodge later on as well. Especially because I had the leather vest in the same shop, so now we're at 8% dodge. We will pick up the bottom mine. That's going to help us clear the waves as well, and the incendiary turret should also do that. now that our rats are doing 20 damage a pop, they're really starting to chew through these enemies as well. And we've got 3 of them. I think, yeah, a couple of them are stacked up on top of each other. I'm gonna kill that Stargazer Tower before the mini-boss spawns. I don't really want to fight the mini-boss. Another loot alien spawn is great. It's funny. I know that there's nothing in the code that makes loot aliens more likely to spawn if you have high luck, but I nevertheless feel like that does happen. There's no reason that should happen, but it always feels that way to me. I'm going to recycle Lost Duck here. I don't think I want to lose max HP. I'm going to roll. We'll take 9 max HP, and then we'll buy all of these items, and then do a reroll here. I'll take the banner, because I do still want more attack speed, and we'll lock the octopus, and roll again. Don't really need any of these other items, so let's just do a couple more rerolls. Alright, we finally got an extra Vorpal Sword level. The thing that I'm doing here is I'm just not buying level 1 weapons, even though we could have combined a few choppers to get more weapons by now if I had bought the level 1s. The existence of the pets just meant that I didn't have to think about that. We're just mostly worried about triggering our passive and getting our character to higher level items quicker. As in more red inventory items. So while we could maybe have gotten to a another level 4 chopper by now, it would have made us weaker, or the time was when we were building that up and had a level 1 weapon in our inventory. And the update kind of lets us avoid that trade-off entirely and only get the strong points of this character. Yeah, I'll spend an armor for 10 crit chance. We'll recycle the eye surgery here. I could start building dodge now. We have 9%. Let's actually start doing that. And then I guess I'll just take 9 crit chance because it's the high level upgrade. Do I want the riposte? I do need more melee damage. This is another good way to just kill things as well. But let's take Cyclops Worm first. I think the 12% damage will matter more for fighting the elite. I was gonna say, with double Vorpal Sword, our chance of one-shotting the elite is not bad, and I was right. Continuing to clear these curse aliens, but we've managed to build a couple of the healing gain over time items for this character, so that's also been amazing. When you get an early baby squid or early decomposing flesh, you just don't have to worry about buying healing, and it lets your character focus so much more on other important stats. We'll take the gnome here. It's 5 max HP and 10 melee damage, which we definitely want. And do I want to build dodge? I've got 43 regen. Yeah, let's just take 6 dodge here. We've already got 1 corrupted shard, so I can buy another one. I'll take the poisonous tonic. I think I'll pass on the wheat. It's fairly expensive. We don't really need more harvesting at this point. We'll definitely take a circular saw. We can combine our Vorpal swords here, and then maybe even get another level 4 saw. I don't think I care about these other level 2 items, but I definitely care about the choppers, because this gets me a second level 4 chopper with all of these combinations. And again, that's 25% more damage and attack speed. The attack speed, of course, doesn't help our pets, but the percent damage does. And just adding 25% damage to all of their attacks is, again, going to make the rats even more powerful. The funny thing about this update is that the rats were not part of the initial version of this update. The first version didn't have them. But I think they're by far the most impactful new item that's been added. The other pets are good, and the bottom mines in particular are really nice for engineering builds, but the rats are the ones that are going to change how a lot of characters play out, because just having a very reliable non-weapon source of damage at level 1 is something that didn't really exist in the game before, and the rats have given us that option. Sure, we'll take some more max HP. We'll go ahead and get to another level 4 item. Oh, I don't want to combine here because I can't afford the circular saw yet. Yeah, I'll take the Catling gun. We'll lock the Cursed Potato. Obviously an amazing item, especially because it gives us an extra 5 health on top of this. And then we'll spend 2 HP on the bat. Curse is almost always worth buying. And the lifesteal isn't terrible, especially because we now have a cat. Kind of just letting the cat wander off and do its own thing seems appropriate. I'm really enjoying, obviously, this character has one of the strongest late games, because once you get out of the initial challenge of playing the king, with the low HP and inability to buy level 1 items a lot of the time, and the kind of awkward weapon buildups that you have to do on this character, obviously you become ridiculously strong in the late game, and that's the trade-off that you're making when you play this character. Let's roll here, and we'll roll again. Sure, I'll take a Cursed Cyberball. I'll still pass on Baby Elephant. I don't really need Compass or Blood Leech either. We've managed to get a decent number of cursed enemies as well, so we're making good money off of those. The cursed goblin sharks, we're still pretty much one-shotting with our weapons. Oh, there was a loot alien there. I almost didn't see that. We need the whistle for the sound effect. I'll take the coffee here. Losing 2 health on that is fine. Yeah, we can get away with the celery tea. We have enough damage that we can do that. We'll take Cyberball. I think we still don't want community support on this character, so I'll pass on that. Do some rerolls here, and reroll again, reroll again. All right, we'll take a Dock Moth. There's a chance that can help us heal in the last wave, though obviously at this point what we buy is not hyper material to whether we win or not. I do need to be a little careful this wave. Enemies have double health. So I was kind of hoping that we would get to level 30, but that was obviously way too ambitious. I should have done the math on that or looked at what level we were at. But I think that the celery tea won't have cost us too much and should get us 1 level, which makes it not really worth buying. If we'd gotten 2, if we'd leveled 3 times this wave, then it would have been worth buying. But I don't. Yeah, but there's obviously no chance of that happening, and I wasn't really looking at my current XP when I bought it, so definitely not the best purchase. But we did at least get 1 level out of it. Yeah, we'll take any curse that we can get at this point just for fun, and let's roll again, take some percent damage. This is a high level, and some more percent damage because it's a high level. We'll buy the circular saw, level that up, and I will combine these to a level 4. I'm going to pass on the acid because I do want another weapon. I could just take the scissors here. I think this is a reasonable weapon. It's not the best, obviously, but what are the chances that we get a better weapon? I think they're fine. Do I want the wolf helmet? I think we can probably do better. So let's roll a couple times. I could sell the scissors for the trident. It's definitely more damage, but I'm going to roll and see if there's something a little better that we could get. All right, so scissors were good insurance, but we'll go ahead and take this level 3 anchor because that's going to help us more for killing the bosses. And then I'll re-roll a few times just for fun. And let's go fight the bosses alongside our army of rats. We only have the one Vorpal sword now, so our chances of getting a one-shot are not incredibly high, but it's definitely there. Got that gobbler kill right at the end, too, which is kind of fun. And there we go. All right, so that is the king with pets, and I do think that it just really smoothed out the early game, the fact that we were able to buy these rats. They actually dealt 75k damage, which is a lot for one of these, for rats, when we only had 3 of them. And obviously, like I said, this damage number, I think, is a little misleading with the rats in particular, and the pets in general, because they tend to actually kill things. So it's not just the total damage number that you're looking at, but the number of things that they kill that we wouldn't have normally killed. Also, we ended with 60 regen and 28 lifesteal, thanks to all of the amazing stat boosts we got. We got 19 from the baby squid. Only made 58 off the piggy bank. I could have played more into the piggy bank, but it seemed more like we wanted to just get strong early. 250 materials from Recycling Machine. Pretty good results from the Bone Dice with 16 damage and only 2 lost HP. The Crystal, it was okay. Obviously, we took a bunch of hits in most of these waves, but even the 5% attack speed is fine, and any bonus that you get from Crystal is usually pretty good. Actually, good healing from the Tentacle there, and 172 materials saved on the Spyglass. 10k damage on the bottom mine, 5k on the incendiary turret, but again, we're just kind of reducing the total health of the enemy wave, and then 15k on the Catling gun. The cursed Cyberball that we got right at the end dealt 22,000 damage, so that's kind of fun. And the Dock Moth actually healed us for 38, which, given that we only had this for one wave, is kind of amazing, so pretty powerful result for the Dock Moth. This is an item that I'm kind of going back and forth on whether I think it's good or not, and I think I've landed on it's pretty good. Not as strong as I initially thought it was when I thought it was completely broken, but not as weak as I kind of landed on it after a little bit of testing when I wasn't doing a good job of staying in the aura. Obviously, it takes a little player skill to maximize it, but I think that this item is pretty powerful. Alright, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this run, and of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.